We showed you earlier, yes, that's correct. We showed you earlier some of the video from Morehead City, North Carolina, how bad it was out there. We saw gas stations, freezers, ice machines just thrown all about. We want to get you out to Brandon Truitt, who is there right now. Brandon, we hear you've been out without power.
Guys, we have been without power since about 4 o'clock yesterday. So in terms of bringing our viewers and the audience across the state, really some of this information has been challenging resource-wise as we've been coming up and down, charging a lot of our stuff in our cars, being as resourceful as we can. But today we were able to go ahead and venture out just a little bit and see what was going on. All of Carteret County, between Duke Power and the Carteret-Craven Power Co-op, reporting around 99.9% outages. The hospitals and things like that with those massive generators were able to back that up. Right now you're seeing some video of the damage we saw, where we saw a roof actually that was ripped off of a house and went 4 homes over. And you mentioned that gas station that we were talking about. There was a Shell station that was essentially ripped down. The gas pumps were blown over. The Shell sign that lists the prices for people actually just laying flat on the ground. And of course, in that parking lot or power lines just mix throughout there. The storm surge is something that we have really been watching over the past couple of days since we started feeling the first effects of Florence, and we did start to see some of the storm surge playing out in our coastal waterways, which gets us to Morehead City itself, one of my favorite coastal towns, and certainly not looking herself after Florence's effects here. And what we are seeing is right along Evans Street, one of the most popular places to eat and shop along the Crystal Coast, really submerged underwater, and actually seeing some people trying to drive through that today. And we all know that saying, turn around, don't drown, and now is when that should be implemented, especially when it's dark. That's why we're here, just kind of where we're staying at, not driving around anymore, because you can't see those power lines. It's hard to tell how deep the water is, but certainly Florence's effects are being felt throughout Morehead City tonight.
Brandon, with the power being out, have you been able to reach out to anybody? Like, how long have... Let's start over. Did people stay there? The people that were the ones that were being asked to evacuate, did they end up staying? And if so, how are they faring without power now?
Exactly. Yeah, great point. So we spoke when we were out and about looking at some of these trees that were down to people that were still here. One gentleman saying it was no big deal. He's riding it out. He was pretty chill about the whole thing. But it gets to the point where we talk about heat. It's still very warm, particularly when you have a family that might have stayed back. And when we were out looking for some storm damage, trying to assess what had happened overnight earlier today, in the middle of it all, in the high winds that we experienced throughout the day, we saw several people just sitting on their porch watching this storm go by, and we think they were doing that for air, just to kind of get out and cool off a little bit. But of course, we were warned of that if you chose to stay by Carteret Emergency Services coordinators, that you're going to be out of power for quite some time. I did speak with the power co-ops here in Carteret County. They're hoping to get out and start assessing some of that damage and maybe start fixing things tomorrow night or even Sunday morning.
Yeah, I guess they have to wait till the water starts to recede and when it finally stops raining, because I mean, there's even a mess to clean up there, Brandon. I mean, it's not going to be a quick fix, it doesn't seem like.
Well, and that's right. And that's one of the things that we're hearing from the emergency services coordinators is they obviously don't want to put their responders out in risk coming here, but there is quite a mess. We talk about those trees that were on Aradell Road, the main road coming into Morehead City, and it was actually blocking several of the lanes. So we did see some crews out trying to push those trees out of the way. But really, a lot of them, what's the point when there's so much flooding that cars can't get down? So they're just waiting to see when maybe some of these waters might start receding to come out here, assess the damage, and then put a plan of action into place. Of course, they're advising people now to stay inside. If you've chose to shelter, might as well ride it out at this point, because it is dangerous to get out and just drive around.
All right, Brandon, thank you so much. Live in Morehead City, we appreciate the updates.